Hey Art Nerds, so I'm going to walk you through the two different parts for our element of texture exercise that you have. So there's a couple of things. First, read the instructions. At the top it says to create a drawing of the texture written below each box. And it says for a helpful tip, use combinations of line, shape, and value to create your textures. Okay, so you might not just be doing a line drawing to try to illustrate a texture. A lot of times value is needed. So you are going to be drawing something that's soft, hard, rough, smooth, wrinkly, jagged, bumpy, and woven. And my advice is either find an object that has this texture, or you can Google a picture of things, because like I can't draw things that are wrinkly very well, but like what's something that gets wrinkly? Well, a shirt sleeve. So I Googled someone's shirt sleeve and I used that picture to kind of help me. Even if you do cartoon, shirt sleeve, you probably would find something that's wrinkly, okay? If I want to do something that's woven, what's woven? A basket, okay? So then you don't Google woven texture, you can Google basket, okay? You can either Google the actual texture name itself, or you can Google an object that has that texture. I have lines here, lines. I use a little bit of value as well. For the soft one, it looks like I didn't use any dark lines at all. I try to make it nice and smooth like a cloud, okay? Smooth, no pen lines here, just nice soft value. Bumpy, you definitely need to use some lines. If you use some value, that works. I think the value really helps make the woven make more sense, especially with the wrinkly one, okay? So you're using a combination of line, shape, and value. We've talked about all these things in previous classes, okay? And use them to help you draw those textures, okay? So don't copy mine. Find your own image, find your own object, and use that to help you illustrate that texture, okay? Take some time. It'll probably take you, 2-3 minutes for each one once you find an image to look at, okay? And then this bottom section here, you're basically just taking a look at the textures that you see, and you're giving a name to describe it. So if I had this like microfiber blanket, well, how would that feel if I touched it, okay? Write that word down. A basketball, how does that feel when you touch it? Or a tree bark, or a sponge, okay? You can't really have a wrong answer here if your texture name kind of makes sense. So like if I want to use hard for my sponge here, okay, I might have some issues with that. Like you probably won't count it, I won't count it right because, well, sponges aren't hard, they feel some other type of texture. Or if I said that this blanket here was rough, I don't know, not many blankets that I know are really rough, okay? So finding any kind of texture word that matches what you see, and you can use them again. You don't have to use the ones that are up here, but you can use that as sort of like a jumping off point, but you're not required to use those ones. There's not a word bank that you have to use, okay? And if you think multiple things are bumpy or multiple things are wrinkly or soft or smooth, you can include them down here and use them more than once, and that's totally fine. So that's basically the gist of the two parts, okay? Drawing your own texture and also identifying different types of textures. That's it. If you have any questions, please let me know.